Hi guys, hang on, let me just turn this down. Right, hello everybody, welcome back. You just caught me in the act of working on the soundtrack for The Price of Freedom, which is the short film that Zander and I are about to finish. What I'm doing at the moment is, as you can see, I'm watching the visuals of the film, the images, the edit, and checking it against one of the tracks that we've had sent through by the composers. The track that I'm listening to isn't finished yet, it's a synthesized version of the track that's planned to go over this scene, but it's giving us a great indicator of what the music will sound like, and it's giving us a chance to check whether the music matches the scene the way we want it to before we go ahead and record it. This is the first film that Zander and I are making that we actually want an original music soundtrack for, and for that reason it's been a very long journey to develop this soundtrack, and there's been lots of learning curves for us. The first thing we kind of realised was that to write music for a film, you need to have that film edited and complete so that the music you write fits. So what we did was we edited the film first so we could piece together, you know, the storyline, the way we wanted it to feel, the pace. Zander and I picked out our favourite soundtracks from other films, music that evoked the same emotion, had the same feeling and the same pace as we wanted our film to have and our soundtrack to have. And we used those music tracks, and those were known as guide tracks, and we edited the film, the first edit, to that music. Now obviously we don't own that music, so we were never going to use the film with those scores from proper films, but we just used them as guides, a guide for the composers to see the type of music we wanted and the way we wanted the music to feel, a guide for us in the edit so we could work out how we wanted the film to pan out, the pace of it, the feel. It really was quite a useful tool to be able to take music, edit the film to music, and then know that after the soundtrack was completed, we would have a film that was feeling and evoking the same emotion. So once we'd got that edit sorted with the guide tracks, we had to go down the road of developing the soundtrack. Now, Zander and I know absolutely nothing about music technically, so we approached two people, two mates of ours that we have known from school, Chris Duncan and Farouk Robinson, who are kind of music whiz kids, and asked them if they'd be interested in getting involved in the project. Now, luckily for Zander and I, they were. So that kind of started several months of music development with those two blokes. We of course started by showing them that guide edit that we produced and explaining to them all about the film and the way we wanted it to feel, the way we wanted the music to complement the images and all that stuff.
Hi.
And through a series of collaboration sessions and toing and froing of ideas, Chris and Farouk went away and started to develop several different types of styles of music, and they came up with lots of different themes. Some sounded similar to the guide tracks we'd used, and some of them sounded completely unique. But over time we started to zone in on a specific sound, a type of style we wanted the soundtrack to have. And once we zoned in on that style, we really didn't let go, because it really was something that we started to grow attached to, and we felt that was the real kind of proof in the pudding, really. Chris and Farouk then went into the process of writing the whole film score up and starting to piece together as much of the score as possible with the visuals. Once they'd written that music up on paper, they then fed it into computer programs and started to create synthesized versions of that music, which allowed them to send it to Zander and I over the internet, and we could then do similar to what I'm doing now, play the visuals with the new soundtrack, and slowly Zander and I were able to replace that guide track edit that we used all that time ago with the new soundtrack. Now, there were some kind of lightning in the bottle type moments where Zander and I would sync up the soundtrack and it would work perfectly, and we were amazed and we didn't want anything changed. And then also there were a few moments and times when we synced the soundtrack up and we just thought it needed a bit of tweaking here and there. But that's the collaborative process of filmmaking. That's what it's all about. Now, since New Year, really, Zander and Chris have been working tirelessly round the clock trying to knock this soundtrack into shape, ready for our first recording session, which is going to take place this Thursday coming. It's been especially hard for Chris because he's been juggling not only writing the soundtrack for a major film, but also dealing with his examinations. He's at university at the moment, and you know, he's having trouble doing both, but we're really grateful for all the work he's put in. We've approached the school that we all used to go to and approached their music department and asked if they could actually help us with the live recordings, and they've been very kind enough to get involved and give us all the help and support we need. So when you see us on Thursday, we'll be with the string section of the orchestra that we're going to be recording the music with. So that's like extremely exciting. It's going to be amazing to hear this music that we've spent months and months developing finally being played by a live orchestra. It will be one of those treats that you really earn in the process of filmmaking like this. But yeah, so I'll join you again on Thursday when we all meet up for this first rehearsal session and see how it goes. So I'll get back to checking my soundtracks and look forward to seeing you guys then. Cheers.
Yeah.